Overcoming and becoming. Overcoming and becoming, babe. If you want it, then become it. Just let your light shine through you, baby. Who you are, live life in your truth. Sister, love, you're amazing. And life is complete once we see who we are created to be. Overcome and become. Let your light shine through you, baby. Who you are, live life in your truth. Sister, love, you're amazing. And life is complete once we see who we are created to be. We are who we are, meant to be who we are.
Welcome to the season finale of Overcoming and Becoming. I am your host, Latisa Be. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about overcoming the loss of a child. But before we do that, I want y'all to check out my fit. The House of Couture, she has done it again. She is your urban fashion oasis. We'll be right back.
Becoming. Just let your light shine.
Become a part of a speaking agency that will show you how to stay relevant and be the speaking expert in your field now. Get ready to be ahead of the pack. Join the League of Champions and get ready for a champion comeback.
Becoming. Just let your light shine through you, baby.
Welcome back to Overcoming and Becoming. If you have never tuned into an episode of Overcoming and Becoming, and this is your first show, I want to welcome you today because today's episode, we're actually going to be talking about overcoming the loss of a child. And that's one thing that I know a lot about. Back in the early episode, I talked about my journey to losing my child because I am an angel mom. I received that phone call 9.5 years ago that shocked my world, changed who I was, and ended the person that I was. And it was a journey to come back from that. This episode right here, I created it especially for you, especially for the angel moms. I'm a grief coach. And one thing that always happens to me is I get a lot of messages from family, friends of mothers that lose their children. And they're always asking me, Latisa, what can I do? Can you share some words of encouragement? What can I tell them? But the problem is, I never really get a chance to talk to you because you are so hurt. You're not even thinking about getting help right now. You're just trying to get through the next day. And I understand. So this episode right here, it is all about you. I put out a couple of posts and say, hey, let me know what's on your mind. Let me know what you would like to get through. Let me know what you are struggling right now. And I'm going to answer those questions on the show. Right now, this time right here, depending on where you're at in your journey, some of the information is going to be helpful and some of you are going to be like, I wish I would have known that back then. No matter where you're at in your journey, just know that whatever I share with you, it can be used going forward into your journey. A lot of questions that they ask me as far as your family and friends, they say, Latisa, I don't know what to do. So what I'm going to tell you, the first thing for you to do is just to breathe. I know a lot of times we don't understand, or we don't think our family and friends understand what we're going through at this time. Sometimes they really don't, but that's because they don't really know what to tell you. And sometimes you feel like you're alone. Really, you're not alone. If you just to really open up and say, I need help, that's why we're alone, because we never open up. We never say, I need help. We generally just deal with everything ourselves. But dealing with everything ourselves, it puts us in a very dark place because we don't have the tools that we need to move forward from where we're at. And I know this is going to be a journey for you. A lot of times I'm getting with the question, and I share one question with you. It says, how do you get over? How do you get over or live with the pain? One thing I want to share, you never get over this. You just learn to move forward by embracing the life that you have. Realizing there is nothing you can do about what has happened. There is nothing you can change, nothing you can do to change the past. And unless you physically took your child's life, you didn't do anything wrong. So don't take the blame. Don't feel guilty. Don't go through that and beat yourself up even more. That's not your role. That's not your job. Your job is to be present right now, especially if you have other children. Your job is to be there with them and help them to see that, yes, we're going through this traumatic experience, but we're going to do this together. Don't go into your shell, close the door, get under the blanket, and pretend like nothing else is going on. That is only going to keep you in a depressed state even longer. Now, y'all can tell I know what I'm talking about, right? Because that was me. I'm only going to tell y'all what I have been through. And then even as a grief coach, speaking with some of my clients, they've walked this same journey. So I know what doesn't work. And I know what gets us in that mood where we feel like we are alone and we don't know how to move forward. And that's generally what I would say. Don't stay by yourself. Just embrace this right here. It is difficult. I know it is difficult. But just know you are not by yourself. If you need a hug, call her up, call him up, and tell them, I just need a hug. Because they don't know what to do and they want to do something. So many friends and family call me because they don't know what to do and they're just so afraid to say the wrong thing. They want to help you. Just tell them what you need. Say, I need you just to come over here and give me a hug. And there's nothing wrong with it because guess what? A hug is easy. A hug is easy for them. And I know it's hard for you to ask for help, especially if you are the mother that I know you could be. You probably do everything for everybody. And those that do everything for everybody, it's difficult to ask for help. So I want you to challenge yourself with that. I'm going to go ahead and thank my sponsors right now because I got some more questions and answers for you when we come back. I want to thank Real Champions League for sponsoring this episode of Overcoming and Becoming. She is the premier speaking agency of the future. Get listed. We'll be right back. The only thing that's constant in this world is change. When you think about your most difficult change, do you get emotional? Maybe angry, sad, or frustrated? If you do, there is a high probability you have not healed the wounds of your past. I'm Latisa Be, a certified grief coach, helping women to let go of the emotional pain that's been holding them hostage so they can live a healthier and happier life. To learn more, schedule a free discovery call at workwithlatisa.com. Welcome back to Overcoming and Becoming. If you have just tuned in, I have been sharing my why for dedicating this episode to angel moms. And now I'm just going to answer a few more questions that came in. So I have two questions that's kind of similar. So the answer that I'm going to give is going to go for both of them. How do you deal with triggers, and how do you get through a moment and stop faking it? So let's talk about triggers. And what are our triggers? Our triggers are things that we see that immediately spark an emotional response. I call them your grief bursts because they will take you out of the moment that you're in. When you experience a trigger, I need you to experience it. Most times, we try to stop the emotion at that moment. Allow yourself to feel what's going on at that time. Feeling it will help you to get through the moment. Because when you stop yourself from feeling, what you do, you suppress those emotions and they stay inside of you. So the next time you see something, guess what? The emotion that you had the last time and the new time, they're both going to come up and they're trying to come out, but you are stopping it. I need you to experience the emotion. Allow yourself to cry. It doesn't matter. I had a trigger. My son was a basketball player. And every time I would see little boys playing, it would trigger. It would trigger to me, that's my son. Especially if they were his age. You know, they were out there playing ball. I get emotional and I would stop myself. I wouldn't allow myself to cry. But then there came a time when I couldn't hold those tears in anymore. And I cried so much. And I realized after I cried, as I did, I felt a whole lot better. And the next time I saw those boys playing basketball, it didn't touch me as much to the point that I had this emotion that had to come out because I let it out last time. Yes, I experienced it again. It was like, I miss my son. And maybe a tear came out, but it didn't stop my day. And this is actually how you get off of the emotional roller coaster. Remember, if you stop your triggers, just think, you're on the emotional roller coaster. You're here, your day is going by, you see something, and then you go down because you're stopping the trigger. You're stopping it. Your emotion is going down. Now, you avoided feeling what you're feeling, so now you're coming back up, right? You're coming back up. You're coming back up. Up, there goes something else that triggered. You're going back down. You're going back down. But if you allow yourself to just feel it, so here, your day is here. And now you're feeling the trigger. I'm allowing myself to feel. I'm leveling out. I'm leveling out. I'm allowing myself to feel. Yeah, I dipped a little bit, but I'm allowing myself to feel. If you notice, I don't have to come from here to go back here. I'm just here. Now my day is going, I feel good today. I'm going back down. I'm allowing myself to feel. That's how you get off the emotional roller coaster. Because eventually, what you are seeing and what's triggering everything that's going on right now, it's going to slowly diminish. So let's talk about another question. The stop faking it part. Who are you faking for? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Who are you faking for? Because everybody else around you, they understand you're having a difficult time right now. You don't have to put on no front for them. Let them tears flow when they ready to flow. Stop holding them because you're trying to put an image up. Let that image go. Embrace that moment. Allow yourself to feel whatever, and don't worry about faking it. You don't have to fake it. You just lost your child, or you lost a part of you that is now an empty space going on there. You're not supposed to be okay. If you was okay, that means you probably don't have the love for that child. Because remember, the only time we grieve is when we lose something we love. That's it. I mean, think about it. There's people that die all the time. But do you grieve for them? because you don't have a relationship with them. So it's not expected of you to grieve or to cry, to feel something emotional for somebody you don't even know. But this is your baby. You are allowed to cry. You are allowed to feel. Own it. Honor your child. Honor yourself. Just go with the flow. Your body already knows how to grieve. That's why you cry. Don't stop it. Don't try to own it. Don't try to take over. Just let it do what it's do, because it will get you through this moment. Your body knows what to do. Our Creator has taken care of that part for us. It's us that get in our own way. If you allow yourself to feel, you will be surprised of how you feel when you come through. Don't get in your way. Get out of your own way. Another question that I have. The holidays, birthdays are so hard for me. How do I get through them? Before I answer that question, I'm going to take a break and thank my sponsors. And I want to thank JWU Holistic Healing, healing the way our Creator has designed. I'll be right back.
Have you been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease or in chronic pain? Issues with your neck, your back, and even waking up in the morning, you just do not feel yourself. It's stopping you from daily activities that you would normally do on a regular basis. Have your doctors failed you? Are you trying not to lose hope? Your faithful appointments, you continue to keep them, and you see there's no hope in sight. Are you tired of fighting your body and ready to win this battle? It's time for you to return to fun, laughter, dancing, and family time. At JWU Holistic Healing, we help you to naturally eliminate your chronic pain so you can start enjoying life the way you want to. For more information, go to eliminatemychronicpain.com and schedule a free discovery call.
Overcoming and becoming. Overcoming and becoming, babe. If you want it, then be.
Welcome back to Overcoming and Becoming. If you have just tuned in, I have been talking about taking control of your triggers. And I was just about to answer some questions of how do I get through the holidays and birthdays because they are so hard for me. The first thing I would like to tell you is to create a new tradition. A new tradition. Because your life is not the same anymore. So going forward doesn't have to be the same anymore. There's some things that we've done with honoring and celebrating my son on his birthday. His birthday is one day before Christmas. So we tend to do the same thing we did when he was here with us. We celebrate his birthday and Christmas, where we do a lot of things on the days that leading up to his birthday. One day, the entire family, we all dressed in red, which was his favorite color. And then we posted on social media what it meant, what he meant to them. What did he do to them? Just post a memory. That was something new for us, and we got the whole family to join in and celebrating him. Of course, you know, we always know we can do balloon releases on their birthday. We can do a lot of things. We've even had a birthday party for him, celebrating him. We were celebrating his life and what his life meant to us. There's so many different things that you can do. And you can go on the internet. There's lots of ideas on the internet. I just want to encourage you to do something different. Don't try to do the exact thing every time. I think my daughter and I, we had a tradition that every year we did a Christmas ornament for him that we decorated and we put it on a tree. Be creative in what you do. Here's another question, and this right here touches my heart. How to stay strong and functional. Strong and functional. I want to tell you, first of all, who told you you had to be strong? Strong is an understatement. I want to read a passage out of this book. This book, The Resurrection, Life After the Death of Your Child, was a book that I wrote about 3 years ago. Because when I was ready to go through that journey and say, I'm done being sad, I'm done crying, I was looking for resources to help me through, to tell me what can I do. And I just really couldn't find the resource that tell me the how. They would tell me the beginning and they would tell me the end, but not the how. So I decided, because I walked a certain level through my journey, I wanted to provide the how of what I did. So if you don't know what to do right now and you're struggling, you can pick up this book, The Resurrection, Life After the Death of Your Child, and it'll tell you exactly how I got through it. But I want to just read you quickly about my definition of being strong. When I thought about what it meant to be strong, I thought about a woman who had a superhuman strength, a woman who never succumbed to her feelings, no matter what life threw at her. If you didn't know her situation, she would never be able to tell you something was wrong. She was amazing at never letting her true feelings be known. She always appeared to have everything under control and let nothing affect her. Is that you? That was my definition of strong. But after this journey, I know that definition of strong, it doesn't really exist. Let me tell you what strong is. Strong is mustering up enough strength to get up every day and face this world without your loved one. It has nothing to do with not feeling. I believe that when you do allow yourself to feel, it's when you're actually being strong. Because this, avoiding it, that's when you're weak. And it makes you weak. It makes you vulnerable to the triggers. It makes you vulnerable to the emotional traumas that you're going through. It makes you that way. Allow yourself to redefine what strength means. Functional? Oh, functional is easy. And I'm going to say it's easy to the point of if you know what to do, it's easy. Because this journey, there is nothing easy about this journey. I would never tell you anything like that. There's times that still on this journey, even though I'm like 9.5 years in, I still have my moments. And I acknowledge those moments. Sometimes I just break out in tears because I heard his song. And I'm crying, I'm laughing, I'm dancing, whatever emotions that stirred up inside of me, I just let myself feel it. Here's another one. I feel lost and I don't know what to do. Of course you're lost. If you were like me, your world evolved around your children. Your friends became, your children's friends, your children's mothers became your friends. You took them to all their lessons, everything, and your world evolved around them. Well, now they're not there anymore. So you're lost because you never really got a chance to define who you were as a woman. And that's what's actually going to get you to find your way. You have to figure out who you are now. Your child has transitioned and they are not filling that same role in your life. They're not filling that same space in your life. So that space right now is empty. And I want you to use that space and fill it up with the woman that you are to become. Because there's a woman inside of you that you have not even touched yet. A lot of times we go through things. We experience changes in our lives. Those changes are meant to take us to the next level. And I know that you can say, I don't want to lose my child to go to the next level. But we don't control our destiny. We don't have no control over what happened. This is what needs to be done in order for you to transition unto the woman that you become. Because you can't change what happened. So you might as well embrace it. Embrace it and allow yourself to be transformed from it. Because if I had the choice to go back 11 years ago and be the woman I was then, she was okay, nothing special. I'll take her any day every day if I can have my son back. But that's not him. That's not my reality. So I have to just go with the flow, and I am owning this moment. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and I'll see you when we get back.
Become a part of a speaking agency that will show you how to stay relevant and be the speaking expert in your field now. Get ready to be ahead of the pack. Join the League of Champions and get ready for a champion comeback.
Overcoming and becoming. Overcoming and becoming, babe. If you want it, then become it.
Thank you for tuning in to the season finale of Overcoming and Becoming. This episode, it has truly been about you, about the angel mom. If you take anything from the lessons that I shared today, just remember, you are not in this alone. Allow yourself to feel the emotions that are coming. Do not block the triggers when you experience them. Allow yourself to just go with the flow. Don't try to be strong. Redefine strength and look at it from a different perspective and know you are allowed to feel everything that you're feeling. Until next time, until next episode, I'll see you then. And just remember, no matter what happens in this life, there is always a life after. You just have to choose it.
If you want it, then become it. Just let your light shine through you, baby. Who you are, live life in your truth.